Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot, but I haven't been for my entire lifetime, as you can probably imagine. I started flight simming before I started professional flight training, and I've been a flight simmer for about 15 years, maybe a little bit longer now. Now, back in the day, I started my flight simming with add-ons like the Captain Sim 757 in FSX. Back then they didn't suck as big time as they do nowadays. I've been using add-ons like the Wilco Field Air Boeing 737 or their Airbus series. All those add-ons which were kinda okay, but they were rather buggy, all of them. And those bugs are what I want to talk about today, together with the learning experience that new flight simmers are going through. So if you're a little bit more seasoned flight simmer, but you do know somebody who's entering this hobby, then please do recommend this video to him. Now, what's this video going to be about? Well, primarily, learning your aircraft. And it's just my very personal experience over here. I'm recording this one with a PMDG Boeing business jet, but I could likewise record this with the Phoenix A320, the Leonardo Mad Dog, or other high-end aircraft. My recommendation to any new flight simmer joining the hobby who still has to learn pretty much everything, who doesn't have any aviation background, is grab yourself one of these aircraft. A perfect entry level into the higher end level simulations would, for example, be the PMDG 737-600, which comes at a price of just $35 US. Why is it so important that you grab yourself a high-end add-on straight away? Well, during my time learning the basics of flying an airliner back in the 2000s and early 2010s, I really struggled from encountering all those bugs. I didn't know, is what I'm trying to do not working because I'm doing it wrong? Or is it an issue with the product? What is it? Why can I not get my stuff to work? Well, that's exactly what hindered my learning experience and what really made it hard to get to grips with certain topics. And for this reason, entry-level high-fidelity add-ons like the PMDG 737-600 are so important, so that you know your airplane does what it is supposed to do, and that you can develop a proper understanding of how an airplane should work. If you're willing to spend a little bit more, by all means do try add-ons like the Phoenix A320 or the MD-80 and add-ons like those, but get yourself a good add-on. Now, just to give you a couple of examples of why it is so important. Standing here in Düsseldorf and about to program a little flight over to Cologne, just a small ferry in the Boeing business jet. Now, when starting to work on an FMS, then you will do a lot of trial and error in the flight simulator. And there is no doubt that if you encounter bugs, they are going to hinder your learning experience by just making it much more difficult to actually understand why are things not working the way you want them to work. For example, right now we are choosing the arrivals we want, and let's just say we try to modify the route over here, but you would get error messages. Then understanding which error messages are valid, why you get them, and what to do against them is a rather important point of that learning course. However, if you just get error messages because the product is buggy, then chances are that you will not really be able to figure out exactly what is going on, and figuring all of that stuff out is going to be a rather lengthy and most certainly not very enjoyable experience. And this might ultimately drive you off the hobby. Now, this is something that we absolutely do not want. So my recommendation here, even though it will need a little bit more work to actually get into learning those study level aircraft, in my opinion, it is still worth the investment in time, because at least you can be sure that what you learn is actually going to be correct, or is actually going to be within the logical scope of what an airliner does look like. And that is the most important point over here. Being able to understand what is going on, why it is going on, which buttons to press at which time, all of that is going to stick with you for a very, very long period in time when you're enjoying this hobby. And for this reason, getting that kind of stuff right from the very beginning onwards is so incredibly important. Therefore, my recommendation, do go ahead and grab yourself a high-fidelity add-on and start your learning with that, rather than grabbing yourself a low-end but, let's say, $20 less priced add-on, which might be rather buggy and which might just hinder your learning experience. So, this is a topic that I really wanted to deal with over the period in time. I just had to make this video because it is something that influenced myself so much back in the day when I have been joining flight simulation and when I started getting my own hands on this entire hobby, which ultimately stuck with me and is now definitely defining the entire rest of my life, seeing that it's now what I'm not only doing as a hobby like I used to when I was, 10, 12 years old, but that I'm now doing for a living as an actual operational airline pilot. Right, that's going to be it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then do let me know in the comments below. If you know anybody who is just entering the hobby, then please do forward the link to the video to these gentlemen, as I'm very sure this is going to be relevant to many of us flight simmers. Now, if your opinion differs from mine in this video, then please do put it into the comments below so that we can gather a little bit of further information and so that we can exchange opinions. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you did like the video, be sure to leave a like on YouTube as well, as it does really help out the channel. And finally, if you're up for more, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and if you really love what I'm doing here, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. But for now, that's going to be it. Thank you very much, and I do see you all again on the next one.